Oh, my thing is, Minnie's pretty, bro.
Yeah.
But
Minnie's beautiful.
why can't she keep a man? Bro, I'm telling you, man, there's gotta be something wrong with her. Like maybe a coochie smells or something, bro.
No.
You know this happened. Speaking about women, man, I want to apologize first and foremost to all the female chillers and just women in general in SA, you know, that I might have offended with that comment. That was not the intention. You know, we never say things to offend people.
Beautiful stuff,
Thank
man. Whoa,
you.
man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
No,
also,
we don't.
I remember there was a time she was the face of like a big alcohol brand, right? And they weren't renewing her contract. So she slept with like the brand manager or one of the top guys.
Oh.
So they renewed her contract for the
You see, you had
for the
files,
face.
Mossy.
There's so many stories going around because even with when she was apparently also allegedly is that she was cheating with her the ex-husband when she was with Kune. She also was cheating when she was cheating on the husband. She was with the a DSTV boss. That's how she got. Well, they're saying apparently that's how she got her show.
Yes, and that's my thing, bro. Like, I don't hate it, girls. Like, listen, we're all hustling. However you get your money, it's up to you. It's your body. You can do whatever you want, right? But don't sell us a dream, a
Let's
lie.
got this shit on merit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference between Minnie and Zoto Abantu. They're both selling. One owns it, one doesn't.
What's up, y'all? We back. Listen, y'all, this is crazy week for everybody. Hit the subscribe if you haven't done that. Hit the like, hit the share. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been anywhere near Black Twitter, podcast series, or even the Parliament this past week, then you already know there is a major hot topic hitting the country right now. Today, we're breaking down the situationship, if I may call it that, between our beloved MacG, the CEO of the Podcast and Chill, and your sister Minnie Dlamini. A story that started on the podcast quickly and evolved into a national conversation touching on gender issues, media responsibilities, and constitutional rights. People, what are we doing? How did it get so far? For people who missed the beginning, okay, MacG, the host of the well-known podcast, The Podcast and Chill, made a controversial comment while discussing Minnie Dlamini's breakup with Dr. Brian Monaisha. Because Minnie Dlamini, honestly, I'm not even going to say that because honestly, the guys that she has dated, they're not even 10. It's just that she's a public figure. That is why she's in the spotlight. It makes it look like she's been hopping in and out, of which really that's not the case. It's just that relationships are high. They're always out in the public. At one point, MacG joked about Minnie's private. Okay, let me not mention that. Okay, MacG joked about Minnie Dlamini's hot pocket smelling and questioned her ability to keep a man. This comment was widely circulated online and it drew immediate backlash, with many people criticizing it as deeply inappropriate and misogynistic. Well, reactions were really swift. On the internet, you already know the internet is all over the place. Women's rights organizations like Women for Change, they spoke out. Well, the media personalities chimed in. Minnie Dlamini herself issued a strong public statement. Today, 4 hours ago, and she condemned the remarks as sexist and dehumanizing. And she also hinted at taking legal action. Some people applauded for her taking a stand, while others questioned whether the situation warranted such a strong response. Her statement ignited important conversation about how women are treated in public, and especially women in the spotlight. Things escalated when the issue reached the parliament, okay? The Deputy Minister of Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities, Steve Letike, publicly criticized MacG's comments, framing them as an example of gender-based online violence. While some critics argued that Parliament's involvement was overblown, of which I agree, because we're not going to waste tax money dealing about situations at the internet with, public figures, people who actually have money who can resolve this on their own. While other people felt like it was a necessary step in holding media figures accountable for reinforcing harmful stereotypes. Listen, this is too much. This is a little bit overblown. We taking it to the parliament. That is where I'm getting a little bit confused. In response to the growing backlash, MacG addressed the controversy in a later episode, and he issued an apology to all female chillers and women in South Africa who were offended. Like, I don't know, the apology, MacG, like, really, you wasted your time. If you really wanted to apologize, you should have just actually mentioned Minnie and say, hey, Minnie, I am sorry I said this about you. Like, make it personal. Personalized, instead of like generalizing it, like you're apologizing to everyone. Of course, a lot of people were offended with your statement and everything, but like, they don't deserve your apology. The person who actually deserves your apology is the person who got the direct impact and got affected, the victim. Okay? And MacG also invited Minnie to join the show to discuss this. Nothing to discuss right now. Maybe anything, if like it has to be discussed, it should be in education. Something that, you should educate people about, respecting women and all of that. The apology sparked mixed reactions, and some saw it as an attempt to make peace. Like myself, I did that. I know MacG is not really a bad person. Honestly, MacG is just a fun guy. But others felt it like it lacked a sincerity in it, and also lacked accountability. For many, it raised questions. When does entertainment cross the line into harm? Like, is there a point where we say, stop, this is nonsense? This brings us into the bigger issue here. Whether Minnie Dlamini actually has a legal grounds to sue. And the answer is yes, she potentially does. South Africa law offers multiple protections that could apply here. One of the clearest legal routes that she can actually pursue here is defamation. If someone makes a public statement that damages your reputation and they are untrue, you can, but you just have to prove the fact that, I don't know how you're going to prove the fact that your hot pocket doesn't stink. You're probably going to have to go to the doctor. The doctor will have to make it, because MacG also have lawyers too. You can pursue the legal action if you have, the grounds to do that. Also, MacG's remarks. If these remarks are deemed to be untrue and very harmful, directly affected her, financial-wise also, that could fit that category. There is also the constitutional right to dignity, as guaranteed by Section 10 of South African Constitution. This provision gives every person the right to have their dignity respected and protected. But does it happen? Section 10 don't even count to a lot of people. Hopefully it will apply to her because she's special, because a lot of people are not treated with dignity and respect in South Africa. Making this a crude or sexualized comments about somebody's body on public platform could arguably violate that right. Additionally, if there is a conduct ongoing or some sort of like a result in emotional harm, this had affected her emotionally, she could explore some protections under protection from harassment, and also that also covers the both in physical and digital harassment. So Batutla Bambamfa, like a gag order. He doesn't have to talk about Minnie on internet. No, like pretty much saying, cease and desist. Don't ever say anything about me. Nowhere on the internet. I don't want to see you. Don't come nowhere near me. This is where it ends. Okay? This is the gag. That's pretty much what this law entails. Another relevant law that she can look into is the law, is the freaking, the Cyber Crimes Act of 2020, which deals with malicious communication and harmful online behavior. While it's still relatively a new legal framework, it reflects a growing recognition of online gender-based abuse as a real and prosecutable issue. But the fact that, did he actually say that Minnie Dlamini stink? Did she say that? Did he say that? I don't think he said that. What he said was, is that the reason? That could be the reason that her hot pocket stinks. But he really didn't say, your hot pocket stinks. He did not actually say, you stink. your cootie cat stink. He did not say that. Well, now, does this mean Hore MacG will face legal consequences? That's unclear at this moment because legal cases depend on the specifics. You know, the evidence, legal representation, the intent, and the context. It all matters. All of this, it comes as a package. So right now, we can't really tell if he will face some legal consequences. If the lawyers are already drafting this lawsuit, that could impact him major. But we will find out. And one thing about South Africa, we're not going to know what's really inside the dockets because most of these legal things, the cases, they are sealed unless it's just going to be in public court appearance where, people will go to the court or whatever. I don't know, but I feel like it's going to end up being settled outside court if it gets to that point. But what's important here is that the law is evolving to protect people, especially Basadi, from being humiliated or degraded in public spaces, whether physical or digital. It's also worth acknowledging that this situation is part of larger conversation. South Africa faces an ongoing crisis of gender-based violence, and public figures play a huge role in shaping social norms. Whether or not MacG intended to harm this lady, comments like the one he made can reinforce the damaging ideas about women, especially when amplified by a massive platform like MacG. He got almost 2 million, I don't even know, 2 million subscribers on YouTube. That's a lot of subscribers. This isn't about canceling someone. It's about drawing boundaries and understanding the power that comes with the influence. That's why sometimes people got to get to learn the lessons. Public figures don't operate in a vacuum. They help shape the public attitudes, especially among other young audiences. And when jokes come at the expense of someone's dignity, it's fair to ask whether this entertainment value is worth the cost. Because this thing as a clout, they don't actually take it to the fact that, I'm no longer a normal person. There's some things that I can say, there's some things I cannot say. So what do you think? Was MacG just being provocative in the meaning of comedy, or did he cross the line that deserves consequences? Should Minnie Dlamini pursue this legally, or this is a case of cancel culture going too far? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Respectfully. There you have it. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share if you feel like doing that. I'll see you guys with another video next time. Peace out.